position to anybody. That's our position on it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned preferences because, like Ed, instead of Ed saying he's last, I'm dead last. Our party is dead last on everyone's list, and I think that's crazy because we are out for the hearts of all Australians. And the only thing I can put to it is why we're dead last is because everyone seems to be calling us racist, and racist we are not. We're out for the Australian people. If that's racist, I don't know why, but that's just strange to me. But to put us last, it must mean they're scared. So all we want is Australians to have the vote on immigration. It doesn't matter what our policies say. We're putting the vote back into the Australian hands like it should be. We shouldn't be dictated to by the UN, by other foreign agencies and governments. We want Australia to have the vote. That's the number one thing, and that's the reason I think that I'm last on everyone's preferences. But it doesn't worry me because I know that I think what is right for Australia. I'm willing to say it, and everyone that I speak to, they all want to vote on immigration. So if that means putting me last, then so well be it. But we just want Australians to have the vote. That's all. Oh, and the only preferences I'll tell you that we're doing that I believe in is putting the Greens and Labor last, because the Greens and Labor are basically the same party now, and they're not out for the working people, and we are. Thank you.
That's a lie. That's a lie, mate. You know it.
It certainly isn't.
Okay.
Maybe I could.
Oh, come on.
Please.
Why lying?
Yeah.
It's legal. We just proved that.
Maybe I could rebut that. Maybe
doesn't mean it's acceptable. It doesn't mean it shouldn't be called out.
Let's listen to the candidates, please.
You've got to call out lying.
Come on.
Yeah. Maybe the reason that Fraser Anning was put last on everyone's ticket is because he came out and tried to justify the Christchurch massacre.
Oh, see, Anning's party.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, the Greens. It's
Lies, at least
it's only
you, mate.
a how to vote card is only a recommendation.
Bit of respect.
A how to vote card is only a recommendation. You can vote. You must vote for all 9 candidates this election. Put in the way you think it. But like Labor, we ran our how to vote card on who most aligned with our climate change, our environment, and our removing inequality from society. So that's the way we aligned. That's the way we did our how to vote. So obviously we came up with Labor and our independent. The name of the game is to make this electorate marginal so that we can do things for the people of Lyme. So the name of the game is to beat David. I'm just being honest. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeanette, for the question on preferences. And I know you said you didn't want me to talk, but I'm going to anyway. Because yes, we do all have preference cards. So what happens if you want to stand as an independent is you have to go around and get 100 signatures from people on the local roll to then be able to be on the ballot, which I think is great. It means not just anybody can put themselves up on the roll. You have to show you have some sort of level of local support. If you want to stand from any party, you don't need to get the 100 signatures. Anybody can just stand as a party. And there are 2 people on the ballot who are not here tonight, have not been at any of the Meet the Candidates, and I'm not sure if they've ever set foot in the seat of Lyme ever. So the 2 people who aren't here, I'm not quite sure why they're standing. So think about that when you do your vote. Yes, I've had coffee with almost all of the candidates at some point. We invited Dr. Gillespie, but he didn't want to come just after the ballot draw. But the rest of us have all had coffee, always in open cafes, because there's nothing hidden, there's nothing backroom happening here. And that's what I said at the start. As an independent, there's no back room, there's no answering to head office. So I had a chat to head office in the car, it was me, and I agreed with myself that we weren't going to give any preferences to anybody. And so that's my how to vote card here. I'll leave it there. You're welcome to have a look at it. So what it says is a 1 beside my name, and then number all the rest of the boxes however you like. So I'm not giving any preferences to anybody. And what Stuart or Ed, whoever said that the preferences are up to you, they're absolutely right. I'm sorry, I think it's Stuart. They're absolutely right. What you need to do is put a number 1 beside the person that you think would be best for this area. And then your choice is, well, if that person doesn't get in for whatever reason, look at who's the next best. Put a 2 beside them. Who's the next best? Put a 3 beside them. That's the way you should number your preferences. So you can follow the how to vote cards if you want to just blindly go along with the party. But just go along and think about who are the best people for this area. And Stuart's right. The way we're going to get change and investment in this area and get noticed in this area, the Prime Minister didn't come to Lyme. The Prime Minister went to the seat they're worried about, right? So the way to get noticed in this area and get local investment for local projects is either to be a marginal seat in which case vote for one of us so we can reduce the margin, or put an independent in, because we've seen it before, and independents can get the local investment. But thanks for asking about preference.